Hello, brothers, sisters, how you doing? This is your boy Cookie with Sindaku. I say Shebium. Yeah, mommy, why do you want to? Mommy, you have a process. No, mommy, never.
And I be nkwan. Nkwan a Ghana nkwan empanimfo.
Okay.
Okay. First cry no. Say wo be ware na wonim nkwan ya. Ye ka se kosua nkwan.
Oh, are you serious?
Nkwan Penny bia watene fia ya tetene ofie no woni ope.
Wow.
And ingredients no so ye very healthy.
Okay. So this is the melon seed and locally known as wr3wr3. It's a soup that looks like peanut soup. In this soup, we'll be using the original natural herbs or seasoning for our soup to make this soup healthy and beneficial. So we have our garlic, our ginger, our pepper, bay leaf, aniseed, cloves, aligetor pepper, grains of selim, and also we have 4 big onions. You know, onions are good for the side, so we'll be using as much onions as we want. We also have our 10 tomatoes, and this will be blending it, and we also have our melon seed. So this is the seed that will be used for the soup. Yeah, so to the meat side, we have our chicken wings and thighs that have been grilled, and trust me, it's very hard to break. We also have our cow meat. The same procedure has been grilled, and look, it can be inside your soup for days. So starting this, you have to fry your melon seed, and you place a pan on fire, then you pour in your melon seed. So this will be on fire for 7 to 8 minutes, and you could hear the sound making tack tack tack. When you get to that point, meaning the melon seed is ready. So you have to be careful with the temperature of the fire so that you don't burn your melon seed. If not, the soup will be bitter. So after frying your melon seed, you pour everything inside the jar. Then you add a bit of water, not a bit. You add some amount of water to it. Then you put on your blender. Then you blend. Make sure you blend it very well. So after blending, we're now going to sieve the melon seed. Okay, it's not 100% smooth. You need a sieve so that you can sieve this melon seed. There's no way you can do the soup with the whole thing like that. Yeah, so you pour your melon seed or the just blended melon seed into a sieve. You need to have a bowl under the sieve. Then you try to sieve. So you'll be sieving this until you get the whole product or the whole nutrient being drawn down to the bowl or to the pot. Okay, so you'll be stirring the melon seed. When everything goes down, then you add a bit of water to it again, making sure that all the whiteness from the seed is gone down. So now we've sieved our first phase of the melon seed, and this is what we have. But before we sieve it again, because you need to sieve it again like 2-3 times to take away all the particles. But this is what we have, the particles that will sieve, the remaining that will be thrown away. Okay, so starting our meat or starting our soup, you have to do the basement. And we have our cow meat, which is being grilled, and we also have our chicken thighs and wings. Mix everything together. Okay, so this is the basement or the foundation of the soup. So we put this on fire on a very low heat. So we now blend our natural ingredient to it for the seasoning. So we add everything, then we blend our seasoning as well. So we add a bit of salt to the meat. Then we pour in our just blended ingredients or the spices, the natural spices. Yeah. A bit of water has been added, then you cover it for it to boil or to simmer. We also have a bit of tin tomato that will be used for the soup, and now we'll be blending our tomatoes, the thin one, yeah, because you need to have it smooth, not chopped. You can't do soup with chopped tomatoes. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, so after 5 minutes, you've seen our meat or our basement is start to boil. So we give a first stir, making sure that all the ingredients or the spices are able to circulate around the meat, and yeah, to have that good taste at the end of everything. So now adding our tomatoes, the just blended tomatoes to it. Okay, we stir everything together because there's no way you can do soup without tomatoes or fresh tomatoes. If you don't have fresh tomatoes, you can have tin one, just like what we just use the chopped one. So a bit of water is being added. We stir everything together. So after stirring a bit of the tomatoes, we now add our tin tomatoes. This is the paste one, the reddish tin tomatoes. This will also help your soup to look a bit reddish. Okay, so we stir everything together. Then yeah, we add in our bay leaf. Then we cover it to cook. So now that we have our soup on fire, or the basement on fire, we come to the melon seed and receive it for the second time. You get a different sieve that much smaller than the first one that we used. Then you try to pour in everything, and you can see we've got another particles, the remaining particles inside the sieve again. So you can't use the same sieve that you used. Yeah, so now that our meat is been on fire for 10 minutes, we now pour in our melon seed. So this serves as the liquid that when you are doing a normal soup, it will come in. Okay, so now that we've poured in our liquid from the melon seed, basically this is the soup that we are doing, but this is just the beginning. So you stir, then you make sure that the tomatoes and everything goes inside, everything melts in. Then you add a bit of salt because the water has been added. So you cover it, then you let it boil for 10 to 15 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you open it and you can see that the soup has created all the foamy kind of particles on top of the soup. So you open it a bit, or you do half cover. Yeah, you call awukanka. You do it awukanka. Yeah, so you do half cover so that the vapor can come out, so that the soup will be able to cook very well. Yeah, so you stir a bit, and as you can see, we're on the process of making our nkwan, or the melon seed. We have our okra. We can't do soup without okra. Most people doesn't like okra, but okra is also good for your health. So we add in our okra to it, and we pour everything inside, and you leave it on fire for like 10 minutes again. So in a total of 20-25 minutes, your soup should be ready. So now we have our soup over here, and as you can see, the okra is ready and it's very soft. And yeah, the nkwan, or the melon seed, is ready. As you can see, this can be served with anything: fufu, rice balls, whatever. Just imagine, you can be cook yam and eat with it, eba, gare, whatever, everything, anything. Yeah, so this is our melon soup, and thanks for watching. If today is your first time watching, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn notification bell so that I can get notification when new video drops. So let's meet again for shizzle my nizzle. Cooking with Sindako. I'm out.